Hey y'all, welcome to Get It Right. I'm T. How you guys doing? Girls, it's hair day. I have been walking around looking like a homeless person, pretty much. My entire family would ask me randomly, when are you getting your hair done? Like, can I live? And today I'm headed to my appointment as we speak. So let's do this quick Liv's Life reaction to her McDonald's video. I want to say though that yesterday she came on, which was Wednesday, March 18th. She came on and told us that she took the kiddos to the zoo and dragged them around in a wagon and they had fun. She was tired. They brought their own snacks. I guess they saw the animals, and that is so great. I love that for them. I'm happy that they got to go out and enjoy the birds and the sun and all the different animals and things to see at the zoo. Good job. Okay, so this McDonald's video, I believe, took place on Tuesday, March 17th. She was at the McDonald's in the Playland area, and you know, the comments was tearing her up about giving her kids McDonald's. You guys, I do not care what you choose to feed your children. I ain't never about to get on somebody for what they gave their kids. Like, that is their business. If that's how they eat, that's how they eat. Like, how the comments really be, I be a little frustrated because it's just like, how dare you come in here and say something about what my kids are eating. Yes, all fast food restaurants have their quirks, even the fancy ones. I have fine dine, I have low dine, I done ate at the mom and pops, I done ate at the corner store. The corner store is the bodega, the store, the liquor store, the shack, whatever you want to call it. I have ate here, there, and everywhere, and they all have their quirks. So I just feel like, yeah, that's hecka disrespectful coming in somebody's comment section telling them they're eating this and why you feed them McDonald's too much. Like, come on now, mind your business. At the end of the day, kids fucking love McDonald's anyway, so I don't see what the problem is. So the problem, actually I do know. The problem was Olivia is in the McDonald's dining room. The irony of it all was just taking me out, y'all. So she has set up her camera in like a section of the restaurant where it had the front facing windows, and there was a now hiring sign literally right on the side of her face. And that to me was so ironic because in the live she talked about how indigent she was. You guys, indigent just basically means that you cannot afford basic means of living. Okay, it's a word that the court uses for people who can't afford attorneys. Okay, and this is how, in the court system, this is how you get your fees waived and stuff. If you're an indigent person, you like have access to things that people who aren't indigent have access to. So she's talking about how she's indigent, and it's like now hiring. Girl, I just thought that was so funny. And I don't know if Liv's Life to me is not that clever. However, she is funny. So maybe that was like a twist on, you know, her humor. I don't know, but I don't see her to be that clever. So I don't know. I think it was a coincidence that sign was like right there. But she got to talking about how she got into the indigent conversation. She got to talking about how, didn't I tell you guys she was gonna be back talking about that ex-husband? I literally told you guys this on Monday. I said she gonna get back to talking about the ex-husband and the other kids and all that over there because the boyfriend thing blew up. So she said, I don't understand. That's what he gets. this is now in regard to Gerard. That's what he gets. He should have never put me in jail. That was stupid for him. Now he's not going to get nothing. She was like, before I went to jail, I had child care. I had everything all set up. And I went to jail and everything just kind of got, basically life got pushed back a little bit. And she was saying that he's never going to get any money from me because she's indigent, and the little money that she was, you know, making doing like Amazon Flex or whatever she was doing, that got kind of, you know, messed up because she don't, you know, she's got the kids all day. Well, she has the baby all day. So, and now she's pregnant again. And let me just interrupt this thought right here. Do you guys think Liv gets pregnant to avoid working? That's just a thought. Or like being responsible for the other 3 children. Like, is that a tactic? Is that a tactic that she's come up with to like avoid jail time and court and all that? Like, it feels like it is. I don't know. But she continued to say that she was going to pick up a couple shifts at Amazon Flex. And the bomb that she dropped was that her ex-husband is moving the children to Houston. And her attitude about it was not that of a person who, it wasn't right. Let me just say that. She was like, and he thinks he's about to move my kids to Houston. Okay, babe, I think given the circumstance of you being indigent and, you know, not able to properly house the children, you're not paying child support, which means you're not supporting your children on a daily basis. I don't see why he wouldn't be able to move to Houston if that's what he needed to do for the family. I do remember Liv saying that she was going to court in a couple days ago, so I don't know if that is what her court appearance was about, but I do know that she mentioned everything was going well. So let's just stay tuned for that. Keep an ear out on the streets for that. You know, here's how I feel about it. I don't think any child should ever be without their mother, regardless of mom's situation. Mothers can be narcissistic, mothers could be selfish, mothers could be all those things, but at the end of the day, they are still those children's mother, and that should never be withheld from the child, because while they may have someone who is acting as their mom is still well alive and present, and why take that away from the children? It's not like, and I know I sound like her. It's not like she's, you know, down that bad. Like, she's not on the streets. She's able to give them basic needs, you know, food, water, and shelter. So it's very basic, but she is able to provide that. So why wouldn't she be able to visit with her children on a consistent basis? That is just something that I'm standing on, and there is nothing anyone out there can say that will make me change my mind. I know you guys feel differently about it. I know you have a lot of strong opinions about it, and we could talk about it in the comments, please. I want to discuss it, but at the end of the day, I don't know what my brother over there got going on, you know, but if he has to move to Houston, he has to move to Houston. Like, at the end of the day, that's his prerogative, and he has to do what's best for the family because he is the one holding it down. I hate to say that, but he is. He's the primary caregiver, and he's handling that shit every single day. He's in the mud with the kids every single day. So if he gotta move, he gotta move, you know? And that's just as simple as that. But I do think that there should be some type of consideration of their mom because she is present. Okay. So, so I just passed by the hair braiding place, and I'm like so early. So I'm gonna run down here and grab like a big water, maybe a bite, I don't know. And then, yeah. Okay, so then there was another child at the playland, and girl, her kids really don't have the home training they should have with the mom who stays home all day. You know, like the little boy was just running around doing a lot. He had to be recalled a lot. And whenever she would recall him, there was no consistency with it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't recalling him and putting him on time out. She wasn't recalling him, reteaching expectations. She would just call him, I know you're not doing that, and then like he would start to like cry or annoy her, basically interrupt the live, and then he would just go right back to doing it. Like, it was so cringe to see a child not being disciplined, especially at his age. Like, these primitive years are so important. These are the kids, okay, that I'm working with now that they're 11, 12, and 13. And baby, it is atrocious. You can tell the children who have had boundaries set and who have been taught the proper way to communicate. And like, it's not that. It's not that. You know, sometimes the children regulate in school. Maybe they get a teacher, or, you know, they model the acts of their peers, and they're okay. Like, they learn that way. But I would say, like, there's a percentage that just don't do well. And I pray that that's not his case. He spit on somebody, he pushed somebody, all this in a matter of like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You guys, it was not okay. And he's 4, so he's at the age where he knows right from wrong. He knows that there's no discipline, especially when mom is tied up on the phone or whatever. So it was that. It was like, what else was she talking? Oh, this adoption thing, baby. She's still talking about putting this baby up for adoption, but has not. I don't even want to talk about that. That to me is shenanigans. One thing that struck me as like being hilarious is she said that she watches E. Kane. Now, if you know who E. Kane is on TikTok, you know. E. Kane is a train wreck. E. Kane is a train wreck. But she was like repeating like words and tactics and whatever of E. Kane, and that right there just told me the mindset that we're dealing with. Like, why is E. Kane your inspo? Tell me why. E. Kane is E. Kane. She's crazy. She's funny. She's all the things. But for you to be out here talking about some E. Kane said, whew, that tells you, that says a lot. That says a lot about where you're thinking in your mindset. You know, at the end of the day, Liv is who Liv is. She constantly is saying that she is for the internet. She is for entertainment. Why would she ever let somebody on the internet bother her in real life? But sister, you have let people on the internet send you. You are calling the authorities and submitting like legal documentation about shit going on the internet. So make it make sense. Like, it's not making sense. You are constantly saying that this is not real, wooty wooty woo, but your conversation, your actions, things that are actually happening in your life, baby, that's real. That's real. You went to jail, sister. You went to jail to prove a point to the internet. You literally, allegedly, let your ex-husband, who robbed you of your children, enter your body for the internet. This CNA class, I think that's a rouge for something else. She talked about how it's a 2-week class. I don't know how CNA works, but when I was in nursing school, and it could just be a California thing, when I was in nursing school, the first, like, I don't know, maybe 12 weeks of our program was like book. And then the next 12 weeks, I don't know, like the program was like so many weeks. Like it was a year and a half. So however many weeks that is, 100 and something weeks. The first 12, like it was 12-week modules, right? Or was it something like that? This was so long ago. So you had a couple of weeks of one module. Then you had a couple weeks of another module. So that second module of our program was CNA. It was like the hands-on part where like you learn how to transfer a patient, you learn how to change a patient, you learn how to shave a patient, you learn how to I don't know, brush your teeth and wash them up, and you learn how to feed them, you learn how to read a chart, like if they're nonverbal or verbal or NPO, nothing by mouth or something like that, right? And at the end of that of every like little section, there was a practicum. And practicums are done in person. Like everything is done in person. So like after you read about it, then you do it on like the doll or your classmate or something like that. And then you study it, and then you come back and you do the practicum. And the practicums were like state written. So it's as if you were doing it for the state board, right? Because out here, and I'm pretty sure this is everywhere, safety is the number one concern on all the state board exams, whether it's hair, nails, doctor, nursing, lawyer. It's safety. California is a safety state. Like if you ever take any type of like test in California and you're stuck on a question, when it comes down to it, safety. Whatever is going to keep you and the person safe. That's just a tip that I have. I've taken 2 different test for the state, and it all came down to safety. Anyways, yeah, so I don't know how you do that online. I'm saying all of that to say, I'm sorry I went all around the world. How do you do that online? How do you learn that online? So that was interesting to me. She said that the program was only 2 weeks. Liv, if the program is 2 weeks online, why can't you do that with Kailani? Why can't you put together a schedule where y'all get up, eat breakfast, play, you put her down for a nap, you do whatever you got to do with your class, and then go on and watch your day? Because it's not all day if it is online, even though I don't know how it can be online. But tell me something I don't know, y'all. So at the end of the day, she just was talk. She's still like getting over this little breakup with this man or whatever. We'll see what's to come, but I hope you guys have a great day. I think next time I see you guys, I will be on the island somewhere, and baby, I cannot wait. Everybody is like, oh my God, you're going out the country. What if was a fifth? What if? Like, not that I don't care, like I care. And I'm pretty sure if I land in a situation that is dangerous, I probably will have regrets. But at this point in time, it's YOLO. Okay? I'll see y'all on the island. Love you. Bye. See you on the next one.